What's good, Annie? What's good, Sage? Nice to have you again. Still a little bit in preparation here. There we go. Agnes, that dude over there. Brother Tiberius is this dude. Okay, I think I will enable you guys now. So, welcome to today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons because it's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we're playing Dungeons and Dragons on this stream. Aside from that, we're having 4 people with us today. We're playing with not Yozuka. We're playing
Good
with...
dive, everyone.
We're playing with Misaika.
Hello, hello.
And we're playing with Gensha.
Yeah, that's me.
And usually we're playing with Sage as well. That would be the 4th person, but Sage is only in chat here today, and will assist us with throwing random comments into the chat.
Like always.
Oh, well, like always when we're not streaming. I'm chat Sage today. Exactly. Cool. So, last time when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, the group actually left off, or we actually ended our session in the tavern after we successfully, in the tavern of Valvet Valley, after we successfully played a full round of basically just role-playing and 3 hours of constant finding new things that will not add anything to the story, but still growing together, so it kind of was still story related. So technically, the most important thing of last session was that Shast got her companion and basically her pet, which she wanted to have because she is a hunter now. Is it called hunter? What's your subclass that you're playing right now?
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster. Okay, so you're a Beastmaster, and therefore you've got your pet at the Hunter's Lodge in Valvet Valley. Aside from that, did anything stood out to you guys that you still remember that you actually want to bring up in a conclusion of last time? Not there's like no harm in if you don't have anything that you want to bring. just wanted to ask. Yeah, lots of talking. Exactly, Sage. A lot of talking. Um. Dungeons and Dragons. Save. I don't think that's remotely anything worth forgetting. There's been just me preparing a lot of stuff that not necessarily will help us today, unfortunately. Okay, so last time when we ended the session, that may be something that may be important. We ended off with, actually, first off, let me have the proper camera. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So last time when we ended the session, we had basically three options, and I think it was like at the end of the day. Exactly, it was the end of the day. We ended off in the tavern. There we go. And we ended off with Brother Tiberius coming back only to into the tavern right after Magna, Chast, and Banana came back, because he was the only one splitting off and not going on the adventure of getting the pet for Chast. He instead went to his former tutor and the local priest and found out one or two things which he wanted to share with the group as soon as he arrived. Though he actually came back and realized that there's now a new group member called Aurora, which he doesn't know yet. But this Aurora is a hawk almost as tall as Brother Tiberius and looking very menacing down on him. Well, he's not trying to intimidate, but that is just the menacing fact of a hawk sitting on the shoulder of a person three times your size. What's wrong with the... There we go. Should be done now.
Yeah.
So
That looks good now.
we'll turn off the music and we'll bring in the familiar music of the town of Valvet Valley, or the familiar... No, that's Valorian. That's Valvet Valley. Familiar background sounds, actually. There we go. Cool. Okay, so you guys now came back, you gathered up in the tavern, and you just experienced that cool trip of finding and trying to find a couple of animals that actually broke free at the Hunter's Lodge. But that was just a minor quest for you guys, because you actually just got there to literally get Chast her companion, which she already was very familiar of. And if you guys in chat want to know what's about that companion, please tune into the last episode, because that was a pretty cool story that Gensha slash Shast has told about how she got to know the hawk that's now sitting on her shoulder, while everyone's staring and looking at Brother Tiberius, who came in quite a hurry, wanting to let the guys know that there's something off with the local priest, most likely. Well, it's a hawk. True.
Okay, so Tiberius comes into the tavern and heads for the usual spot at our table. Sees the rest of the group as well as this surprisingly big bird and is shocked for a moment, staring at the hawk. And then about half a meter down towards Shast. That's a pretty big bird.
Yeah, it is more or less. It's a hawk, by the way. And well, it's my old friend Aurora. He's from. I know her from my childhood. To be honest, it is an old friend of mine.
Okay. Is the tavern owner okay with this?
He saw walking me in, and she didn't said anything, so I guess it's okay for him. And yeah.
Just to be sure, I'll take a seat next to Bernard today. Anyway, why I'm actually here, I've been to Priest Humbert the last few days, and he seems a bit off. Something happened to him, but I don't know what yet.
You mean something bad happened to him, or something more like he's in debt or something like this?
No, more like someone beat him up and probably stole from the chapel. He lost a few teeth.
Well, he didn't told you anything about that? Isn't that a bit strange? Or do you know anything?
No, not really. I've been bickering with him for the past few days, but he sternly refuses to talk.
Strange. It's barely strange, I guess. But so you want to go back to him and still talk to him, or like more like ask him what exactly happened? Do you think we as a group has a more pressure thing, or what exactly do you want?
No,
do?
not really pressure him into talking. I feel it's more like he thinks that it's not safe to talk about it. You see, he's a really headstrong person, and he never truly talks about his problems. At least not if you stop bothering him about it.
Oh, okay.
So, would the 3 or 4 of you mind to come with me?
I don't mind if we go with you to your old friend So it's a yes for me, I guess. I mean, my Barnarn and sorry, I have to look up. Magna also came with me, so it would just be okay if we go with you. To be fair.
Yeah, Magna is fine with that. If you need help, we help.
Thank you, guys.
Was,
For the
die Namen. Jetzt sehe ich's.
Roll 20.
Tokens are fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you guys do agree on actually going back to the priest, and as you're leaving the tavern, I actually remembered that it should be fairly late, already like in the afternoon. You can decide whether you want to go there tomorrow or today. And everyone will turn around to Brother Tiberius and ask him, well, okay, do you want us to leave right now, or should we just go there tomorrow? Do you think it's that urgent that we're going there right now? Because we would be there in the dark, and we don't want to overburden him. Pretty much the jests.
So it will already be dark when we arrive, right?
Yeah.
In that case, I'd prefer to go the next day.
Okay, so you guys do decide that you will go there the next day, and you're leaving the tavern. And as you leave the tavern, as you do leave the tavern, you do see that this time, like, people are flocking on the streets again, unlike the previous few days where people have not been too much on the street. But this time you're significantly earlier out of the tavern, so you do see that there's still a healthy amount of people here, and they do seem fairly wealthy, although you do see as well that they that everyone has more of a serious face now. Back then, when you left the first time, when you left Valvet Valley for the first time, you did actually see people more that they were like having happy faces and were like goofing around, but right now they're looking more serious. Of course, there are still people laughing and such, you hear that, but you do point out more serious faces now, though you can't actually connect it to the reappearance of Valarian. It may just be that you have grown in the past like 5 weeks so much that you now have a more serious perspective on life. It may as well be stricken to the fact that there's no more patrols going on, but people seem to go home right now already because it's like early evening, late afternoon, and they seem to prepare for bedtime already. And you do follow that gesture, dropping off Magna and Banan at their places, and following through then to you two, actually Shast and Brother Tiberius, are standing in front of the doors now. If you want to, you can interact still, if you got something that you wanted to get rid of. Otherwise, you would just go into your bed, into your like rooms, and probably do your evening routine. to pretty much end off your day and start the next day. So is there anything that you still want to do on this like particular day, or like talk? Just you two guys?
Do you want to talk about anything, Brother Tiberius? Oh yeah, I'm okay. Now I know what to talk about. Brother Tiberius, could I speak you for a moment? Not long.
Sure, what's up?
As you came to the table, quick question: did I recognize that he was a bit uncomfortable?
He was in a hurry. He was not uncomfortable. But yes, you
Yeah.
saw him rushing in, and you did recognize that he was more stressed than usual.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Earlier today, you came in the tavern like normally. You might rushed a little through the door and also like this, but as you came to the table, you were a bit of I don't know how to say. You were a bit of surprised. Is there something wrong right now, or was it just the hurry?
No, there's nothing really wrong. It's just that you see the old priest Humbert. He's my teacher, so uh, I'm really a bit concerned.
Okay. If this is just the only thing that happened, okay, but if there anything you want to talk about, I'm here for you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Okay, then have a good night or evening routine, whatever you're gonna do now. So,
Yes, you too. Rest well.
yeah, thanks. So, bye.
Cool. And with that, you do actually go into your separate flats. You do live in houses close to each other, but still you have to walk for like a couple of more minutes to at least get into your flats. And yeah, with that being said, Brother Tiberius, I would like you to make a religion check as you lay down and you're asleep.
Sure.
Where's my chat? Where's my chat? Where's my chat? There's my chat. Very good. You're
A very
very
convinced 14.
yeah, very convinced. 14. There we go. Yeah. So the night passes, and after you awake, Brother Tiberius, you have dreamt of the god of belief, and you've seen the god of belief praying. A little bit confused of what that may mean. You're shaking your head, and you take that note and may do with that what you think you should do with it. But that's pretty much what you remember of that dream. There was more to it, but you saw the god of belief praying. Once you shook that dream, and once you kind of digested that dream, you make yourself ready for the day as everyone else is, and you do gather up after having a good breakfast at home, and everyone's making their way now, or everyone has gathered up now in front of the house where Magna, and Banana living. And you basically are gathering up now and preparing to leave for the priest's house. No, not Banana living. You guys can like do some tactical planning right now. You guys can do some chit-chatting right now, if you want to. Unless you say you don't want to, then I will just skip like the short travel there and hop right towards Priest Humboldt's place. Banana.
I guess no one wanna add something to this.
Cool. So you guys just have like the regular talk that you would usually have, and like how's everyone slept and how like the night was very restful and yada yada yada.
Fanglife?
Yep.
We're still on the tavern map.
No, you're not. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for the info. Because Roll20 mapping is so easy. Seriously.
Very intuitive indeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So you have been like standing over here when you like gathered up. Then you make your way out of the town to the eastern gate, into the harbor district, and or into what they call the Solebum sail port, as of fairly recently, actually. And you do gather up in front of the house of Priest Humboldt, who seems to be at least not at the front porch.
Tiberius will walk up the porch and knock on the front door.
There's no reply.
I will knock a bit harder.
There is no reply.
That's a bit weird. He should be home at this time.
Yeah, it's decently early. Noon isn't before in like 3 hours or 4 hours, so it's 9ish, 9:30ish, something like that. You're totally right. There's like no market going on, especially with the current situation where they've like called off the market. He should be at home. Yeah.
Maybe he's still asleep. I mean, he's probably a bit older, so he needs some sleep, I guess.
Yeah, that's possible. Is there like a backyard around the house where he could
Yep.
also be?
Yep. Like as I said last time. Yep. There we go. This is like the portion of the house where he's actually living, and it's a full-fledged house. And then you've got like this chapel next to it, which is like 2 times a normal house, and already a little bit. He's a priest. He's early up. That's what Bernard says. and then sure enough, there's like in the backyard, there is an area where he would like grow some vegetables and have like a tree, like a fruit tree, something like a peach tree or something like that, and a little area where he would like just have basically dirt, which he's every now and then just raking in order to just relax. That is his way to relax, actually.
Cool. In that case, I would like to take a look around the house to see if I find him in the backyard.
Yep, you guys are looking around the house, and sure enough, you do see him actually raking his garden. And especially like the dirt spot, where he's just... You know that he's practically meditating when he's doing that. And he doesn't recognize you guys. That's what I meant with he's like full on meditating. Yeah, and Bernard's thought actually like does come true here, and yep, the priest is early up, or at least a little bit earlier up than he was getting credit for.
So, how would I address him?
As you did last time. You would just... He is an old friend. He is... he's your old tutor. You can just call him by his name. You can call him Father Humboldt. You can call him by his first name. You could have like a nickname. That's really up to you. That's your background story. I will not mess too much with it.
Okay. I will not greet an old priest as Digger.
But if that's his name, you will call him Digger.
I will not.
I'm pretty sure you will meet a priest called Digger. After you already met the priestess Brunhilde, which you brought into life.
Hey, old man.
It's great.
Well, his intention, his meditation is broken now, and his attention is now shifting towards you guys, and he's looking up to you, and a smile is to be seen on his face as soon as he makes out Brother Tiberius. He waves and says, "Hello, guys. Brother Tiberius, who did you bring with you today? I do see Charles, but who are the other ones?"
Good morning to you too, Father. The other two are Bernard and Magna. They're friends of mine.
Oh,
We were
great! What a
wondering-
jolly! Come in! And he's running into the house, and is making like tea and such, and he's just leaving the back door open there, and shows you with that you're invited into the house.
Gehst du hin zum Priester Judentag, verdammt. So yeah, we will enter the house, I guess.
Yeah, you're joining the house, and he's showing you to sit on the couch, and then he's serving you like the tea and all that sorts of stuff. What's good, Skolas? Nice to have you. You already missed the gigantic dragon that flew over the heads of the group,
As
actually.
I pick up the cup of tea, I say more like quiet, thank you.
Oh, of course. How can I help you? I thought you were going for another adventure, Brother Tiberius.
We were supposed to do so, yes, but I'm still a bit concerned about you.
About what? Exactly.
I've heard from the neighbors that that someone beat you up, and that's why your teeth are like that.
Ah, sticks and stones.
Well, they obviously broke something, if not bones.
Make a persuasion roll against 15.
Persuasion, of course, that's my strong suit.
Continuing with the 14. Not 50. 15. Yeah, he's still having the facade of not wanting to share any information about that, still not thinking that you should be involved into that, so he's not sharing anything.
Listen, we know something happened to you, and I know you don't want to talk about it because you think it's dangerous for us, but you see, we're not alone, and we're certainly not weak.
Do you remember what I told you yesterday?
I, as the player, obviously don't.
Your character does remember that he told you that everything is happening because Lawyer wants it so, and he has strong, firm belief in that, and nothing needs to be done about what happened there. And that is what you do remember, yes. I mean, it's been just yesterday, right? It's not like a week ago.
What did I eat yesterday? Good question.
Tacos?
So yeah, he's asking you if you remember what he told you yesterday.
I do. Everything happens for a reason. But I still want to know what happened.
You got to believe. I mean, what is the reason of believing if in the end you need to have a reason?
I take a sip of my tea. And
Yeah. You're not slurping the tea, you're just drinking the tea.
yeah, normally. And die Tasse wieder hinstellen. To put down the teacup.
Yep.
And then begin to say, we are a really friendly group. Mr. What is his name? Do we know his name?
Humboldt. Yep, you do know him.
You do.
I mean, you grew up with Brother Tiberius, so most of the things that he knows, you will know as well. Obviously not as detailed, but you do know certain things about him.
Yeah, okay. Forgot the name.
You're talking to
Humboldt.
Brother Humboldt.
Humboldt. Okay. Wait, I quick note it down.
Humbold, probably, right?
Okay. Mr. Humboldt, you know me for quite a long time, and you probably know that we are really friendly and just trying to help. And I know if you say there's always a reason for what happened, but sometimes you have to more like happen but talk after this, and my friend Brother Tiberius probably can't sleep very well if something happened to you and you don't know why or why exactly this happened. So it would and I would really appreciate it if you at least talk about this, what exactly happened.
You see, Charles, I do fully agree with you, but I don't think that Brother Tiberius is yet completely taught in the beliefs. Therefore, he can take this as a lesson to believe that everything comes as it should, and he doesn't need to research unless someone will ask him to.
Yeah, I know this, and I know that my brother isn't isn't that strong a believer right now as you are, but he cares about you, and he really can't sleep. If you would say that we shouldn't do anything against it, it's more like the Neugierde. Neugierde.
Curiosity?
Curiosity.
Curiosity that we have to know what exactly happened, and we would uh, really okay with if we just have the information what happened. If you want that they shouldn't be punished or something like this, and you say this, it's completely okay for us. But the main thing that we want to have right now is really just the information, what exactly happened.
Roll persuasion on disadvantage.
Just a normal roll, or do I have to? I mean, I just roll 2 or not.
Yeah, you roll anyways on
Disadvantage. Or
well
not?
on advantage, but we just take the lower number,
Okay.
which is then disadvantage. So you roll against 15 as well, but you do roll on disadvantage because you don't have like the same bond as like Brother Tiberius has.
Okay. Well,
Yep, he's not convinced, and he's now getting stubborn and says, "Listen, if you came here to only ask me about the past that I don't want to enclose, obviously, or I don't need to enclose, you do know that you're welcome here every time. But you do also know where the door is. And he's looking at Brother Tiberius. No bardic inspiration today for Shast.
How could you betray me like that, Sage?
So yeah, he's now making a point to let you know you're welcome here, but if you keep poking in the past of something that he doesn't want to disclose, or he simply doesn't have to disclose, he will not he will not welcome you due to that fact.
Fine, we won't talk about it. Then let's talk about the future then, and I'll look at him with an obstreperous look. Aufmüpfig.
Okay.
Interessantes Wort, habe ich auch noch nicht gekannt. With an obstreperous look, and I will ask him. Let's talk about the future then.
Some people just use defiant.
That's so easy.
Or rebellious. But
That's so easy.
yeah, obstreperous. That's a word as well.
I think it was very fun.
And he says, of course. What do you want to talk about?
Well, how do you get your teeth back?
I don't think I will.
And you don't think that's bad?
Everything is as it should be. And
Totschlagargumente kann er.
and yeah, and he's smiling and says, "Nice try, Brother Tiberius. Nice try. You've always been very witty." You have always been very witty. I just want to pronounce it properly, not so that people might think that he said pretty instead of witty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused for half a
Oh,
second.
what?
Witty.
Well,
Gewitzt. I knew I had to elaborate it. Come on.
Well, I execute myself.
Don't do that,
Do not do
please.
that.
Do not do that. I mean, you can do that if you want to. But that would be a rather tragic death here for nothing.
No, I excuse myself to Mr. Oh, I deleted my note.
Humboldt?
Humboldt.
Humboldt, and say, but I would rather to go outside for my for a moment or for now.
Oh, of course.
Thank you. And as I say this, I just go out with my hawk on the shoulder.
Oh, you took
Through
the
the
hawk
door.
with into the room? into the house.
I guess he didn't said anything like this. He's always
Well,
on the
I
table,
do
isn't
assume that you have like normal house etiquette and grew up in a social environment where like large birds are usually not kept in houses. So yes, I do believe that you would take him into into your flat, but I wouldn't have believed that you took him with you into Brother Humboldt's house where you're like just a guest. But sure, he didn't say anything. But he seems to be a little bit relieved after you're out and a little bit more relaxed. Leans over to Brother Tiberius and says, "Oh, that's a scary bird."
Well, yeah, it's pretty huge. I always feel like it's looking down on me.
It physically, literally is.
I know, right?
I feel the same way. Two gnomes talking.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Banana is just having like the most poetic daydreams while looking outside the window, seeing some tea leaves or some wine rakes and not tea leaves, some wine rakes growing up at the window, and he's just having like daydreams. Maybe writing a poem in his head, doing composing or something like that in his head. What is Magna doing whilst all of that? He's probably like sitting on the table as I know him.
Yeah. At the start, he was sitting on the table, but later, while the others were talking, Magna decided to walk through the house and is looking for shiny and interesting stuff and touches like everything what he doesn't know.
Make an investigation roll, please.
Okay.
What's with the double digits here today? You do find like the silverware, and you do find nothing like out of the ordinary. The only thing that you do that you do find, which is completely new to you, is something. When you're looking outside, there is a stick in the middle of the garden, right? And you don't quite get and grasp the concept, but I do magnify here on the Magna. See what I did there? A little bit the garden, and you're looking out of a window up here because you got like onto the first first level, and you look into the garden and you do see a pole in the middle of the garden. Actually not in the middle, but a little bit a little bit further to from your left hand side. And then there are like numbers written in the sand, which you like don't really grasp why that would be. And you do see a shadow of the sun drawing like a shadow, not the shadow of the sun. You do see the sun drawing a shadow into the sand of there we go, of that pole in the middle. That is something completely new for you. And you're standing in the middle of the bedroom of what you can see is the bedroom of Brother Humboldt.
Okay. So then I want to go outside and want to have a closer look at this weird construction in the garden.
Cool. So you come down the stairs and as you leave and go outside into the garden, Brother Humboldt is right now talking to Brother Tiberius, and then leans over again and says, "He's not really used to house etiquette, is he? Did he just wander through my house? I'm
He's
a little bit baffled."
yeah, he's not used to society, I guess. He's a good guy though. It's just a
Oh, I've
curiosity.
heard, yes.
Nothing malicious.
It's been a long time. Not good persons have been crossing the border of my door. So yeah, unless you have something more, we've got now a Shast sitting on the porch in the backyard, probably just looking out and having her hawk fly a little bit over the fields that are close. We've got a Magna who's trying to make any plausible sense out of a pole that is sticking in the dirt or sand outside, and some numbers drawn into the sand, probably wiping even the numbers a little bit by accident though. And interestingly enough, and sure enough, it would just reappear every time you step on the numbers. Like they would reappear. And we've got a Banan who's like dozing off every now and then. He probably had like a very long night, maybe had like an escort lady or something like that. And we've got now Brother Tiberius sitting there, and it's uncomfortably, and usually don't have like uncomfortably silence, but this now is a very uncomfortable silence. Because you still want to know stuff, and he obviously isn't sharing that stuff with you. And he just let you know that it's been a long time, or a couple of minutes ago. He's let you know that it's been a long time that not good guys have crossed the borders of his doors. Let's go to Salazar.
Quick question. Do I see Magna?
Of course. Unless he's trying desperately to hide and using an invisibility spell, I'm pretty certain you can see him.
Do I also know what exactly this pole is, or?
Nope.
Also no?
Yeah.
Come on. I lived up in the forest, or more like this.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you have a concept of watches and clocks which haven't been really invented yet.
Okay.
You've been living isolated in the woods. Who would teach you what a watch is? Does Bernan know what it is? Bernan has seen a lot of things. I would let you roll on history. But I'm pretty certain he doesn't know what a watch is, because even Brother Tiberius, who's living here, can only grasp the idea. Like, he's not been living here, but he's been very frequently here. He can only grasp the idea what the purpose of that thing is. Bardic inspiration, nope. This is one of the mysteries that Brother Humboldt never has shared with Brother Tiberius as well. It just is there, and at some point Brother Tiberius just accepted the fact that he'll never truly know what it's for, because literally the description that Brother Humboldt gave Brother Tiberius is to measure time. And from what he learned in his younger years, measuring is always a distance, and time is not a distance. So that is all your group has got. If Brother Tiberius wanted to have shared it earlier, well, Shast will know. If he didn't, no one knows.
Well, I guess I wasn't asked to tell them about it, so it never came up in conversation.
Okay. Cool. So, I guess scene end? Or do you want to have more attempts on trying to steal some information here from Brother Humboldt?
No, I guess I'll give it to him. It's his win this time.
First round 1. And the end is always his win. Most times. Not always, but most times.
Remember, kids, murder is always an option.
Well, you shouldn't have said so. You shouldn't have said so.
What did you say?
But don't tell the DM.
Okay. What shouldn't I tell the DM? Already forgot it.
Shh. I think he's listening in.
Are you sure?
It's only fun if it starts hurting, Marco.
You know you will never see Brother Humboldt again, right?
Possibly.
Oh. But it made so much fun.
Oh, I can't hear them. Okay, never mind then. In that case, Sage, you're right. I can't hear them. So, yeah, never mind. So, do you want to greet? Do you want to say bye, or do you just want to leave? And what's your next plan?
Before we leave, I want to pull out the stick. Suppose.
Give me a
Not the
strength
stick.
check. Give me a strength check.
Oh no, that's not good.
It's not moving.
Mm.
Oh god, against what?
A 20? A natural 20?
Then I want
Something.
to dig at the point where some of these numbers are.
I make a dexterity check.
Yeah. Oh no.
The thing is, every time you start digging, the hole seems to just fill in itself.
Mm.
I mean, you would literally take the sand and put it next to the hole, and it's just rushing back in. But you're so focused on digging, you don't really realize it.
This some weird magic here.
I mean,
Tricky old man. That's a tricky old man.
Do I see him digging into
out
sunlight?
of the window, yes. And as well as you, Shas does see it as well, and Brother Humboldt starts giggling and sees it as well.
I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish there.
Be neighbor. Maybe he's trying to figure out what it is. We should let him try that.
Sure. So yeah, I will leave Magna up to his devices, and I'll just keep up a bit of small talk with Father Humboldt, and then say my farewells as well.
Alrighty. So he's leading you back to the back door, at the back porch to the backyard. I said back way more than I wanted to, and then you guys do actually gather again. Magna, do you want to do anything else, or are you giving up after actually
Yeah,
deducting that?
At some point, I'm just giving up.
Okay. So you've been trying a little bit more and a little bit harder to dig that pole out, like a dog, basically just shoveling it in between your legs, like to basically the other side of the sunward. But there's nothing happening. It just kind of refills it over and over again, and you're getting so frustrated at some point that you just stomp on the ground like a little child and start wailing a little bit, just yammering a little bit. So yeah, that's concludes the scene. Everyone is like saying bye-bye, and you're leaving the property. Where do you want to go next?
A good question. Where do we want to go next? Any ideas?
Oh, I have plenty of ideas.
Not you, the rest of the party.
Oh.
I guess to Salazar. We have a quest to finish. It is my opinion, by the way. You don't have to share it.
Well,
Like, no.
sure, let's go.
It's like nobody shared gummy bears with me in the childhood.
What? That sounds so sad. Okay, so Banana is voting for Salazar as well. You guys are now making your way to Salazar. You can take like the outer gate, like the outer district way basically, or go through the city again. It would be probably even faster to go just outside the city walls. So most likely you will take like the walk outside the city walls. You will go through the fields that you're having there, the grain fields. Bananas just talking some gibberish about like beautiful cornfields, and he's starting to assemble a song about a bat in a cornfield and this kind of stuff. Then you reach the estate of Salazar, and there's a new guard standing in front of the door of Salazar. He's greeting you friendly, and he is actually having a different uniform than you used to see the guards of Salazar wearing. he's greeting you and asking you what he can assist you with.
I also greet him very nicely and tell him about the quest that we just got on the quest board in the tavern, and ask if he could bring us to him, or are we allowed to pass?
He's looking at the note that you're carrying with you, and there we go. And then he's nodding and opening the gate right away. He's not even calling for Salazar. He apparently doesn't really care about security standards too much. He's just letting you in. So you go in, and you do see the same, but like everything on the estate is still the very same that as the last time that you've been here, right after you came back into town, which is now like 5 days ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 days ago. We're good friends of Salazar, for sure he let us in. Yeah, well, he doesn't know that you are good friends with Salazar. He doesn't know you guys, so... Anyway, you guys are let in, and after like knocking on this obnoxious large door that Salazar has to his flat, I was about to say, to his mansion, well, he's opening the door. And he looks a little bit sad, but not like sad as in disappointed. You can see that it's not about you because he's glimpsing over to the guard. But then he puts on his usual smile again and says, "Hello, my friends. How can I help you today?"
I bow before Salazar and more like quickly ask, is this guard in front of the door or of the gate new? Could it be?
Of course. This is done because of Valerian Valvet and his doings. He is replacing basically any guard in this city with one of his friend's guards. I'm already looking for a new estate. You may have seen, I've put up a note in the tavern.
Exactly. That's why we are here. We want to help you with the quest.
You want?
Yeah.
That is very good. That is very... Come in. And he's waving you in. He's closing the doors behind you. And then he's like sitting down with you on a very comfortable couch. Like everyone has like place on a separate couch there. He has like a very, very large table, which would be like even a dining table for a giant. And around this large table, these couches, like this 2 to 3 human couches, 2 to 3 human man couches, just look like normal chairs. That's how big and large this table is. Still, this has some magic to it apparently, because you feel very close to each other and not sitting as far apart as you actually are. Yet you do know that you can't strike an attack towards each other because you are way more than 5 foot away from each other. And then Salazar starts and says, you know, there is this tower in the north of Valvet Valley. You must have heard of it. It is a place where some bandits sometimes were. Now mostly people think it's haunted, and there are spiders and very poisonous spiders. They may come out of the forest unknown, and there are some wild boars on the ground floor, and I really just want to have it cleaned, and a very specific chest out of there, which is somewhere on the 3rd level, I have heard. And well, everything found on there, I don't care. I have enough money to buy the all interior, and I really want to have this tower my own, so I can put my own guards.
Brother Tiberius, do you want to say anything?
Not available. He's on the toilet.
Oh, I didn't read that. Shouldn't we wait then?
We can have like a quick bio break if you guys want. Then we're having just a very quick break, so I can refill my water as well, because I don't think it will survive. And then we'll be back in like 3 minutes. Taking the time again to refill my water as well.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
True Sage, there is a cat. Knock knock. Who's
cat?
there?
Cat? Cat?
Yeah, she's been on the cupboard. My back.
I can't identify her. I'm sorry. It's too little. Oh.
She's annoyed. Yeah, she's now out of, she now went out of the door, and it's probably somewhere in the kitchen. But she's terribly annoyed because we've been to, or she's been with my flatmate, with her actual owner. She's been to the vet, zum Tierarzt. And we or they figured out that she's got what's the word? Mites. Milben. In both her ears, which are just really itchy. It's nothing too serious, but they're really itchy, and therefore she needs to be treated. And right now she's punished with no one touching her, because in her neck she got something that is okay for her, but not good for humans. So we would have to wash our hands every time we touch her. So she's got no pets since she's back from the vet. And she's not allowed to go into rooms, basically, because we don't want to have it on our bed sheets. Therefore, she's getting very much punished right now, and she doesn't really understand. Of course, she doesn't. But tomorrow, then we can. I think tomorrow she's good to be petted again. I hope for her and for me. So difficult not to pet a cat when you see her.
True.
Anyway, is everyone back?
Yeah, by the way, I'm there.
Oh, really? Are you?
Not right now anymore.
Okay, so Misaika is back. Yeah, I guess we will have to proceed without Yosuka here, or Brother Tiberius. So yeah, you've been just told that there's this tower where there are like boars and spiders, potentially ghosts. And where on the 3rd floor, or somewhere around the 3rd floor, there should be a chest that Salazar already really wants, despite the fact that he tries to own the place or to buy the place. How do you guys react to that?
Well, you want to get to the chest, if I really understand it right?
Or I would like you guys to. I would like you guys to bring me the chest, not I want to get to the chest.
Okay, but wouldn't it be better if you own the place and afterwards you will bring the chest so that we don't get in any trouble?
This tower basically is owned by no one. There is most likely well, no one claiming anything. So everyone is free to go there, but because people say there are ghosts, well, people don't go there.
Good point.
I would certainly go there myself, but I do have to rule the Merchants Guild for Valerian Velvet, or for Valvet Valley, for that matter.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess everyone, sorry, I can't speak right now, Mr. Salazar. I have had a rough day. Not quite rough, but I can't speak right now.
Yeah, there was a tricky old man.
What are we talking about? A tricky old man? What do you mean by
Yeah.
that?
He has a stick in his garden, and I tried to dig a hole, but it was impossible.
Have you tried to dig deep enough?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you tried to dig from far away?
No, we have to go back. I have to try that.
Personal quest unlocked. Note that down as your personal quest now to dig out the sun watch of Brother Humboldt.
Humboldt. Yeah, I take that.
He nods and says, I can assure you, if you try to dig from far away, you will be able to dig out this device that you're talking about.
I will try it, and I'll come back if it not works.
If it not works, yeah, you can come back. But I do let you know that thievery is not allowed in this town. Especially now with the very heightened security measurements.
Yeah, I just want to know about the stick. It's a magic stick. It's...
I
I
am
have to
very
find out about it.
I'm very sure that it is a very a very immovable rod that you're talking about.
Okay. I will see.
We could dig up your rod later, but could we go back to the quest that you told us? So the only thing that we need to do is to bring back the chest to your place. And don't touch anything about the jewelry or anything what's inside it, right?
You gotta bring this very chest with every of its contents. It must be sealed. You can't or you shouldn't open it, and therefore you should bring that very chest that is sealed. There should be a wax seal of what I have heard, and then everything in there you can, like everywhere in that tower, you can get as you please. I don't care.
Oh, okay. The only thing that you're interested in is really the chest.
Everything else I will throw out anyways. I mean, that's been in there for what? A couple of decades?
Could I quickly switch to German?
Sure.
Er nimmt die Kiste, um es wieder wegzuschmeißen.
Nein, alles in
Ja.
dem Tower will er wegschmeißen. Außer die
Ach
Kiste,
so.
die will er unbedingt haben.
Also, ich habe gerade gedacht, er holt die Kiste, um sie danach wieder wegzuschmeißen.
Nein. So,
Weil er
in the
schon
note,
bereit- Okay.
in the note, oh, come on. Roll 20, seriously. Yeah, I would share the notes of Okay, now you should have like the notes open again, and in there
Yeah.
you can like read the description as well. Yeah, and then after you like finish that talk, he's adding that is very surprising that you're coming about this apparently new quest for you. I thought you would go and come here because you wanted to gather your information you've been asking about the last time you've been here.
What was the information that we wanted to get?
That's a question for your group, if you don't remember.
I wasn't there, if I'm right. It was vorletzte session. The session before last time, right?
That
Yeah.
might very well be, yeah.
So an die letzten
We
Portionen.
asked him to gather any intel on the 3 items that we're supposed to look for. And he wanted to use his contacts to get as much information as possible.
Oh, okay, right.
I think up until now only Brother Tiberius is being held to take on that task. I think you've never shared that task really.
I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, all of us came to Solebum to ask for that.
Yeah, makes the most sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, cool. So you do. Yeah, cool. Okay, please, Shast. I think I've interrupted you.
Not really, it's fine. Well, is there any news that you could told us about the 3 items that we asked for, and I forgot it right now because I have not like huge amount of capacity in my head.
So there is a few things going on right now, and these things are a little bit delicate. From what I can tell, there is threats to every sorts of people right now because of the items that are around now. You do remember the rotting time hourglass, right?
I look to Brother Tiberius and do more like a questionable face. Do you know anything? I can't remember.
Yes, the hourglass was the 3rd of the 3 items. An hourglass with enough sand to make bones rot. No, let flesh rot.
I turn back to Salazar. Yeah, I guess I can remember now that Brother Tiberius mentioned it.
So it appears that there are a group of people now that are going around and basically running an inquisition in any holy name against necromancers, using that hourglass of rotting time. And then there is, you do remember the chalice, right? The chalice of ponderous responsibility that could be used as a doorstopper, mighty enough to hold a mountain in place.
Yeah. I guess we all can remember.
Okay, I gotta ask as a dungeon master because I don't recall that run right now. Have you been telling him about the dragon that you saw? I think you did, right?
Ich?
No,
Aber-
you as a group.
Ich habe keine Ahnung. Weil
Ich glaube schon.
Ich meine zumindest Brother Tiberius hat das erzählt, richtig?
Ja, wie
Ja,
er sich versteckt hat.
er
unterm Tisch
war
und so.
auch, ja, und er war auch sehr erschreckt darüber, dass die Drachenjünglinge sich
Genau.
wieder zeigen.
Ja, okay. Nee, die Drachen, nicht die Drachenjünglinge. Die Drachenjünglinge sind normal, dass sie hier sind. We gotta keep that. I will translate that to English really quick. So,
Yeah, but he told us about some dragons.
yeah, he was afraid and surprised that there's news about like not adult but teen dragons, or at least dragons in total, and not just wormlings. And he says now, after like asking that you if you do remember, so do you remember the dragon that you saw? It seems there is going around people who are ad hunters or dragon hunters, and those dragon hunters are actually a huge problem because they are killing now the wormlings with the help of the chalice of pondering responsibility. They seem to be flocking them to the ground with that or something like that, and sure enough, that is easy enough then to kill a dragon if it's bound to the floor. So that will create some chaos. And then there is also the mirroring plate of reflected reality, which is, and I don't have quite many informations, only rumors that there are now rallies against the king. And God knows what they do actually want to do with that. Or any god knows, for that matter. Because my deity certainly doesn't know. So right now there are happening three things. There is an inquisition against the necromancers. You do know that other parts of other regions of this continent are utilizing necromancers and the help of necromancers to actually like have cheap workers to build up towns fairly large, fairly fast, and to build up like pompous buildings and this kind of stuff. That's usually what they're used for. Also, there are like necromancers who specialize on healing and this kind of stuff. So they are usually very helpful, and it's not seen as really a bad thing. Most people don't really want to be necromancers because there are still some people out there who say like, death to dead people and death to those who are actually who are actually trying to resurrect resurrect dead people. But this is like a cult from the past, which now evidently is reforming. Further on, he says, second, there is this campaign against kings with the mirroring plate of reflected reality, where I don't quite honestly got any information about right now. And then there are those dragon slayers that are using the chalice of ponderous responsibility to trying to domesticate or to kill dragons in order to kill even more dragons and become famous, or something like that, I guess.
Oh. Now I understood. I'm sorry. Okay, no. Other. Okay, now I understood. Thanks. Can somebody help me? I don't know what to say now.
Well, it's a talk with all of you four guys, while Banana's just... It's just the flesh of Banan right now who's there. The ghost seems to be very absent, but apart from that, well, everyone's there. Misaka, you do know that like those wormlings are to the basically to the west of where you're coming from. At least there are some of them, not all of them obviously, but some of them, and like you do as well know that the most of them are in the southern hemisphere because of the warm weather, and there are only like a few handful that are in the north and actually in the west, not in the southwest.
Okay. Mm.
So I don't think that this quest that you've picked in the tavern as to eye of a priority, at least not for me, because right now, as it seems, we do need a little bit more of continental and world-saving matters. At least that seems to me like that.
I look at Brother Tiberius and ask him what exactly do he think about this, what we should do. Should we first do the Salazar thing in the tower, or first the 3 items?
Please keep in mind as well that you still have the information that Brother Tiberius saw his brother walking out to the west, and that that Shast saw Shakira walking out of the south of the town. So they've both left, and they're still under the influence of Valarian Velvet. And yeah, there's something going on with dragons, and Misaka knows about dragons as well. So I just want you to have like all those puzzle pieces on your table while you're now discussing what you want to do next. So, Brother Tiberius.
Brother Tiberius will ask Salazar for any more information about the dragons in the west and those dragon hunters.
Those dragons in the west are actually, well, that was the information for Misaka, that he knows that there's in the southwest there are dragons. There are some dragons as well in the west and in the north. That's what Misaka knows, and he may have shared already with you guys. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But Salazar, as soon as you ask whether there are more information, will let you know that he has heard that the chalice at least has been seen, or those dragon slayings and domestications have been vollzogen, executed in the southwest, in the very southwest of the continent, and that the northern part is where the first rumors of deadly encounters towards necromancers have been reported.
Okay. In that case, which of the 3 items is supposed to be the closest to us? And how far away is it?
Nobody can tell for sure. I can only say that you either have to go to the very north or to the very south, which are comparatively close to each other. Well, comparatively close to where we are residing right now. If you look at the map, let me show you the map. You can see that conveniently, gotta zoom out, there we go, that you are like already in the southern hemisphere, almost southern hemisphere, but conveniently you are almost in the center. But if you look at the map, you do see that you are more in the south of the continent. So southwestern would be would be closer than the northern. Unless you take a ship. Well, then you can just take a ship and go to the northern part of the continent and actually start your adventures over there. So this is really up to you. Like, question here is, do you want the necromancers to be chased and haunted and hunted, or do you want to have more dragons flying over on the continent and potentially make the continent more threatening and more dangerous? Or do you want to look for the mirroring plate of reflection reality, which Salazar doesn't have too much information about at all in total? Just knows apparently what people want to do with it, but can't tell like where they started. So
very angry necromancers who want to get revenge because no one helped them would be a greater threat to us.
Oh. Okay, that way around. Okay, yeah, cool. I thought for a second here I was confusing with my words, but nope. You took everything properly, and well, that is certainly up to you.
I mean, dragons are certainly threatening, but they need at least a few decades to get big enough to be threatening. Or to threaten the whole continent. Necromancers, on the other hand, there's a lot of dead people.
You you're like pondering on these thoughts and vocalizing those thoughts, and Salazar lets you know a little reminder. I don't know if you already got that information. Those dragons, I'm not sure if I told you like a week ago. Those dragons are the wormlings. That is right. They are not becoming a threat too soon, but their parents are now coming from all the other continents on this planet to basically defend their wormlings. And there's always like family flocks, so there may be coming 2 to 3 dragons back to help one wormling or 2. They just leave their wormlings here because they know they are in relatively safe environment here. And the dragon that you already saw, although from what you've described that was just a little dragon, it might already be on its way to help one of his brothers or maybe its children. But surely those necromancers that weren't helped are a very big threat as well. They can just and simply start creating those armies of undeads. Although if no one's dying or we just burn the dying, we wouldn't have that problem. But I've been an advocate of burning those dead bodies for a long time, and no one was ever listening to me.
Magna thinks we should rescue the wormlings first. It is very dangerous if so many dragons come here, and maybe we're getting friends with the dragons and they can help us with the necromancers after.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, for me too. And then for the boat this way.
So you guys are attempting to go into the south then? And I guess you guys want to go first to Tantara, which is the next largest and probably the largest city that you will ever find in the southern hemisphere of this continent.
Well, of course. I suppose that's common knowledge, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much common knowledge. That Tantara is like the main capital of the southern hemisphere. Like if we would draw borders, that will be the next region that you're unlocking there. Of course, there's like the south, east, and west part to it, but like Tantara is lying somewhere right here, and that now is like a city, not a village, not a town. It is a city. So by the standards that we've looked up last time, I think that's like 5,000 to like 10,000 or something like that.
Yeah, about those lines.
Something like that. So yeah, you certainly have heard of that. You do know as well that there are like different gods that people are praying to in those hemispheres. There are like at least 3 temples, 3 larger temples. Oh yeah, it would be like 7,000 to 25,000. that's cities, and I would say there are like 10,000 people living there. That's really huge.
It is.
But there are not a lot of cities, as Magna can tell you. There are not a lot of cities, villages, or towns in the south. It's mostly like a fairly interesting and dangerous place to be at times.
Nah, it's a lovely place.
It is a very lovely place.
Very lovely.
Yeah, so Salazar is now making sure that you guys... Oops.
He's in the forest.
Salazar is now making sure that you guys are actually filled in on that knowledge that you may want to prepare against piercing damage, because the hostile creatures in that area have very pointy teeth and claws, unlike the very, very tame beasts that are living here. You may encounter larger creatures, some of them with scales that are not dragons, but you do know as well. You've always heard about them, you never saw them. Apart from Magna, there are actually dinosaurs, and the area is like a more warm to hot area. That is basically what you're preparing for.
Okay,
Did I just hear dinosaurs? I'm out. that kind of sounded like that. Okay, we talking dinosaur? No, I'm out.
now, what I want to ask was just one thing. Could I also just talk to Salazar more a bit before we went
Sure,
out?
sure. If you want to have like talk, we can just talk.
Oh, thanks. Well, so before he let us go out, I quickly went back to the point of the new guard and asked why exactly does humanoid VIP Valvet family. Is this Charles? Yeah, white. It was Charles who let the guard be there, right?
No, Valorian.
Valorian. Oh, okay.
Valorian is basically the one who's now like doing all those changes that makes people go to bed earlier, that makes people to be less laughing. They still seem very, very well in terms of healthiness and such, but they do seem to be more like serious now. And yeah, he's making those changes in guards and such.
Do I know about this? That is things that's Velvet his fault, Valorian his fault.
Well, it is his doings. There's no fault or something like that, but
Yeah, his doing.
he's yeah. That is what Salazar told you the last time, that Valorian is reaching out for old friends, and he makes Velvet Valley great again, as Sage just writes into the chat. Yeah, so he's like stocking up on guards at the city doors and at the gates. There is still this expectation that throughout the next 3 to 8 weeks there will be like a growth of 200 more citizens. That's like the estimation and expectation of Salazar. There is those, now you know that there's these guards that are now internally of the city as well, swapped out by some guards that Valorian Velvet is actually trusting. All the whole marketplace that has been here is now an execution ground with a gallows instead of the market there. That was the whole story around Mac the Gripperton. And that's practically what you do know and what has been told to you either last session or already this session.
Okay. So I asked him about the new guard, and if we should be a bit afraid of this guard who guard the gate.
I'm not sure if we should be afraid of him. I'm certain that you shouldn't trust anyone that you're not paying yourself. And that is paid by someone else to guard your grounds. But he can't hear what we are talking in here. There is
Okay.
no way he can hear. Unless he can counter my preparations.
Okay, this is what I wanted to get known. If he could spy on us or something like this. But thanks.
Well, outside these walls, obviously he can.
But right here, he couldn't hear a thing, right?
That is correct.
I get a bit more calm and just thankfully thank him.
Sure. I take it that everyone has said what they wanted to say and has asked what they want to ask. Is that correct?
Yes.
In that case, well, after having like a little bit more snacks and such, you are basically let out, and at the door he is remembering or reminding you that every time you take a step over this gate, that you do get this scent on you that you've been talking about earlier, like the last time that you've been here, and that from now on 5 days this will hold, unless you do take aggressive actions towards. And he's just finishing the sentence there. The guard is looking a little bit suspicious and just swapping his sight from actually looking at Salazar to looking at you guys, and then back and forth and back and forth. But he's not saying anything. He doesn't really care. And you guys are now like in the stream of people that are on the street over the day, and you're going back to into the direction of the tavern, and are technically free to take some preparation if you want to, because you will have to journey if you want to go to to Tantara for quite a while now. You do know that it is like roughly 4 times the way that it was to the Monastery of Faith. So instead of like 13 weeks that you've been traveling back then, this will be more like 52 weeks. So quite a journey. Unless you take like a boat or ship, which would be less difficult for you, like to travel then. But it still would mean that you would have to bring up like the costs for that. Bye-bye, Annie. Thanks for staying. So you could always like rent a ship. There are like ship lines which are connected and interconnected, that are going like out of here and then a little bit to the east of Tantara. It will actually dock, and then eventually you can travel from there, and from there it's like a week or two. And the ship is like drastically faster than you are. It's more like instead of like 15 instead of like 50 weeks, it would be like 30 weeks or something like that. Am I calculating correct? I am, right? No, I'm not calculating correct. Never mind. We're talking days. Excuse me.
Let's go.
We're talking
4 years on January.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, that would be exactly 1 year, if it would be like 52 weeks. No, it's 4 times the amount that it took you to, roughly 4 times the amount that it took you to the Monastery of Faith, and that was 13 days, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, 4 weeks in total. Yeah, 13 days. So we're talking about 52 days. We're obviously not talking about weeks. I was already like, that sounds way too long. So yeah, it's 52-ish days. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But with a ship, it would be roughly a month. And less likely to have to fight like land creatures. Way less likely.
Well, there is still one big problem.
Is there?
We're broke.
Well, you've got a quest that can bring you good money, right?
Well,
or you can always try to bargain and offer services and such. Oops. There we go.
I'm not going prostitute.
Yet.
You're not desperate enough. Yet. Okay, so I would say okay, here's my propose. Next time we'll start like 30 minutes early and make 30 minutes more. We will end it now. We will end the stream and the D&D session now. You can then discuss off stream and off session whether you actually like want to take the land route, or whether you want to first make the quest with the tower and then go to take a ship and do like some calculations there if it's actually worth it. You guys do know that this tower exists. And if you're looking at the map, it is already on your map. And you guys do know that it's like 1, 2, 3 days, 3 to 4 days to the north of Valvet Valley. We're talking about this one, about the 9. And then it would be 4 days back, so it would already be 8 days. Depending on where you're going, that would save you like 10 days or something like that. So that's like the rough calculation math that you can have. And then next time again we'll have like a longer session for an hour. So starting at 19:30 UTC +2 and going till like 23:30, unless you want to decide right now and are already like set with your mind, because I think that can like have some discussion. That's what I'm proposing. But you do you, and you do let me know right now what you'd like to take.
To be honest, it would be for me a great also für mich wäre es halt wirklich, glaube ich, besser, wenn wir jetzt aufhören würden. It would be greater if we just stop now and discuss out of stream what we're gonna do next for me, so the others could have a other
Opinions.
way of saying, yeah, line of sight.
So
I'm fine either way.
Fine either way. Misaka probably as well.
Yeah, we can talk about it first.
Okay, so that would then also be able, or then you would be able to include Sage as well. I will not moderate that. If you have questions, you can ask me those questions, and then we take a decision till next time. And next time, in the beginning of the session, you let me know what your plan is, where you want to go. It would be even better if you could let me know up front, so I can prepare for that, actually. And then, as soon as that is done, you can, or we will then, venture forward to actually those areas where you decide to go to. And with that being said, I would say we're ending today's stream.
Yeah, but I need to talk with you afterwards.
Sure.
Over something. Okay.
Sure. I would just mute you guys right now. I will end my stream, and then I will be back for you guys to talk to me, and we're going to eventually then have like the feedback round as well. There will be no other task than you guys clarifying what you want to do next, because you have like a lot of things that you can do right now, and I think you have enough information as well. Thus, that will be your task to actually clarify what you want to do next. That being said, you guys are muted, and you guys there in the chat. Let's switch over to the talking stream. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream and today's episode of Dungeons & Dragons. The title was a little bit more of clickbait, it seems. I really thought we would have like the next decision where we're actually heading towards to in the first 15 to 20 minutes, and then I remembered that there was something with an old priest, and we've been way longer there than I thought, and then we've been way longer at Salazar as well than I thought. But that being said, I think next time will be quite interesting, because we will do like lots of movements. We're going outside of the city, we're going to venture actually, and most likely have some sea action. I do think that we will cut it quick there with the we're going to cut it quick with the tower quest. That is my rough estimation, and then they will have enough gold and enough money to actually take the ship, go there in 30 days, and explore a new city, explore a new surrounding that they haven't been at all yet, apart from Misaika, who has actually been growing up there, under very, very poor conditions and under very, very bad conditions. And what that is about, and if you want to know more about that, make sure to tune in next Tuesday again when we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is a homebrew campaign. This is why I'm only running it once per week. I would love to run it like twice or thrice even per week, because it's so fun for me to dungeon master. But yeah, because it's a homebrew and most of the maps are like self-made, I don't have that much time on my hands. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow with Horizon Zero Dawn, and maybe potentially ending the game by Thursday. I do lose hope that we're actually ending the game ever. That being said, I hope to see you tomorrow again when we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like my favorite game right now to play, apart from Diablo and Last Epoch, which are whole different genres. But the best story game that I've like played in a very long time, aside of Alien Isolation, is certainly Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just so good because everything feels like so on point. Okay, cool. Have a great evening, guys. We'll see us again tomorrow, UTC +2, 8 p.m. That was the wrong order. 8 p.m. UTC +2. That is when we see us tomorrow again. Bye bye. Have a great evening, great morning, great afternoon, great lunchtime. Whenever you're watching the VOD, enjoy yourselves.